Hey YouTube, what's up? In JT Sasuke. I'm here to bring you guys a review for The Flash. So let's get right into it. The basic premise of this episode was Barry trying to decide how to get his speed back. So first off, we gotta start with Cisco. Cisco had a vibe about his brother, so he called up his brother to get to check on him, make sure he wasn't in danger. Him and his brother still aren't close. They haven't been since children, as stated in the episode. Just as Cisco had to leave because he seen that Zoom was doing shit. Reverb, which is his doppelganger from Earth 2, Reverb's brother, who was also I believe a metahuman, came after Cisco after being lied to by Zoom that Cisco or Vibe killed Reverb. So that was very interesting. That leads Cisco to eventually reveal that he's a metahuman and that he's been to a second Earth because he read that letter that was addressed to both him and their parents. So that led to a lot of different reveals. Ignore that's my phone. That led to a couple different reveals and a very touching moment with Cisco and his brother. So I think that kind of resolves a bit of their conflict, and I think that will bring him a lot closer, especially after seeing Reverb's brother die. And realizing that could have been his brother, I think that kind of brought him closer together with his brother. With that being said, we have Barry. Barry and Cisco and all of them have been finding a way to keep people from thinking that the Flash is gone. They found a way to use hologram technology to mimic the Flash's movements. Barry, who still doesn't have his speed, is running on a treadmill, but they're using a hologram to make it seem like he's running at super fast speeds. So I would say that's actually a really good idea, but they do need to find a way to get Barry's speed back. So Harrison Wells really is trying to push this, but Barry's just not sure. So he goes to visit his father, and his father decides to come back, and the father's completely against it because it could hurt his son. Joe doesn't know what to tell Barry, and Barry is leaning on no. And ultimately Barry does choose not to do it. And Zoom does end up going to the police department, telling them that he's in control of the city and that if they rebel, he will kill them. Caitlin was able to get a message out to Joe and them that Zoom was going to set up the police to be slaughtered by Reverb's brother. And so they saved them and they caught Reverb's brother, only for Zoom to realize that happened because of Caitlin and go there and kill them all except for the police captain and Joe. And he took a video camera and talked to Central City and was just like, so A, the Flash that you guys have been seeing is a hologram. He's not real. Flash doesn't have a speed anymore. And B, I'm in control of the city. And then he looked at Barry and said, the only reason you're not dead is because of my affection for Caitlin. But if you try some shit like this again, that's not going to stop me from killing you and everyone else in the city. And he bailed. So I was like, holy shit. So Zoom is just 100% in control. Now, Barry pissed me off in this episode because he knows he needs his speed back, and he's just not trying to get it back because he's finally gotten to a place where he's just like, well, I kind of don't need my speed. I've gotten used to being regular, and I can be who I need. I can still maybe be the person that I was as the Flash without my powers. And it's like, Barry, you literally know that you need to be the Flash in order to save this city from fucking Zoom, right? Like, there's no way you can't be the Flash and there's no way that Zoom can be here and you not be the Flash. You need your speed. So Barry ultimately decides that he's going to get his powers back, which leads to Harrison Wells recreating the particle accelerator explosion. He does know how to contain the explosion this time. Something he even mentioned that on his Earth, the particle accelerator explosion was contained, so it didn't go past Central City, versus on this Earth, Reverse Flash Harrison Wells didn't contain the explosion, so there are metahumans fucking everywhere apparently. So with that being said, what we have is Barry. He ends up being injected with the same chemicals that helped give him his powers. He was struck by lightning, and he dissolved into the Speed Force, I'm assuming. In the next episode, we did see that Barry is alive. He might just be in the Speed Force like I thought, and I have to find a way to bring him back. In the meantime, we have Wally and Jesse Quick. They were locked up in the time room for most of this episode. They found a way to get out through electrical engineering, and just as they got out and Barry's energy just dispersed, it hit them. So pretty sure they both have powers now. For those who don't know, Jessie Quick is a female speedster in the comics, so she's probably gonna have powers. Wally West is the third incarnation of the Flash and the second most popular Flash, and a Flash that people have grown up with for literally years now. So Wally is also gonna be getting his powers, so that's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see how they get Barry back. The high point of this episode for me was actually when Iris talked to Barry, and she told him how she has feelings for him. And when Barry was like, well, what about when I told you how I felt about you last year, Iris was like, I wasn't available romantically then, but I am now. Which is true. She was in a relationship with Eddie, and she wanted to focus on being with Eddie, but with Eddie dead and her not wanting to be with anybody else, and realizing her feelings for, I'm going to call him Oliver, realizing her feelings for Barry, it makes sense that she would come out and let him know this. But she did that just to let him know that it doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying, whether he's the Flash or not. She wants Barry Allen, and that's all that matters, on whether he's the Flash or not. Which kind of helped him. I think right now, it helped him make a decision to not become the Flash again, or to try and get his powers back. Right now, I think Barry does still have feelings for Iris, but he's put those feelings aside deep inside him, and so just like Iris had those feelings deep inside her, there's gonna need to be something that brings those feelings back out in Barry. So with that being said, that was the basic overview of the episode. It was a pretty good episode. I can't wait till next week. We got 3 episodes left, so it's going to be interesting. But yeah, so let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section below. Comment or subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll see you guys later. Peace.